Hi, it's Tim Hagen from Progress Coaching, and this is going to be our version of our July newsletter. And I think with everything going on in the world, I wanted to share some thoughts, and I didn't want to just put it in text. I think there's some really important things going on in the marketplace. I think people's motivation levels are changing. I think teams are changing. The way we work is changing. I think the way we lead is changing. And everything really centers around change. And I remember when I did my podcast with Cassandra Worthy, I think we had almost 200 registrations for a podcast on how to go about enthusiastically changing. Now, with that being said, I think change also requires us to coach, and that's obviously what we do. I think about employees. I think about how are they motivated? Are they motivated intrinsically, extrinsically? Do they want to work at home? Do they want to come back to the office? Do they want a combination of the two options? So many things are changing. So I wanted to share a couple thoughts with you. One, number one, more than anything, make sure you make a list of your employees and ask them some fundamental questions such as, what's the number one thing that would best describe how you're feeling? What's the first word that comes to your mind? You're going to hear one of three things, something positive, neutral, or negative. If somebody says excited, if somebody says fatigued, if somebody says frustrated, you get a good indication to how they're feeling. It's called a behavioral indicator question. Number two, I would share this with all of you. Make sure you make a list of your employees and find out what their new goals are. Please do not assume that motivation levels have not changed. People who are watching this crisis right now might say to themselves, I wanted a promotion. I wanted to be a people manager. Now maybe not so much, and that's okay. Do not assume things will go back to normal. We use the term new normal for a reason. So I fundamentally ask you, make sure you're asking that question. So looking forward, how would you describe your motivation? What motivates you now? What's going to motivate you in the future? I guarantee you're going to have a large percentage of your staff presenting uncertainty. Where there's uncertainty, there's stress. That's where we come in as leaders. So remember, number three, we need to schedule time with our people. We need to schedule time to motivate and inspire. As we go remote, if you are fortunate to have your people's home addresses, send a card, I'm thinking of you. I can't wait till we get back to the office, or I can't wait till we get back to this new normal where we could collaborate more. Whatever it might be, that card will mean more to that employee than you can ever imagine. Number four, make sure you're asking questions. Because if there's ever a time where we're in the battle of command, demand, yell, and tell versus coaching, it's right now, because we've had to go to a virtual world. We've had to change the way we do things. And a lot of the time we have to tell people what to do. There's nothing wrong with that. That's not coaching. That's management. There's nothing wrong with management. Coaching is about asking questions. So here's the number one question I'd encourage you to ask your people. What are you going to do to successfully engage in the new normal? And what can I do to assist you? It's called a self-actualized question. Many of you know that question. So let me give you a couple updates here at Progress Coaching. We have launched a whole enterprise training program for journal-based coaching. Let me sell you a little bit. Number one, we're going to get zoomed out. Whether you use Zoom or WebEx, I'm fatigued by the end of the day. It is the new way we're communicating, whether it's meetings, training, coaching, what have you. Number two, this program, journal-based coaching, allows you to create greater accountability. It allows you to drive training and the learning process and facilitate coaching. We've now come up with a product line for journal-based coaching, such as journal-based coaching for being a great teammate. Here's the really cool thing. They're self-contained PDFs. The lessons are embedded in the PDF. They answer within the PDF. Get ready. This is the coolest thing. They turn the PDF in so you can see how they're learning, how they're thinking, how they're feeling. And more importantly, it breeds accountability and adaptability of what's going on in the marketplace or in the workplace. If you're interested, click on my calendar, which we'll include in this newsletter, or you can send me an email at tim@progresscoachingleader.com. I'd love to walk you through it. I believe self-development and journal-based coaching will be the new wave of coaching. Number two, we've launched something called the Coaching Starter. Now, the Coaching Starter is something that's already been around. We've just rebranded it. The Coaching Starter is something called the dual assessment. So when you get back to the new normal, what do people want? What motivates them? What are their new goals? So the way this program works is we actually teach managers. There's no software. It's an assessment methodology. The manager fills out a SOAR assessment. The employee fills out a goal assessment. We teach you how to combine both sets of results into a cooperative coaching plan. Here's the cool thing. We teach you how to coach and converse specific to what your employees are saying and what your expectations are. A total cooperative coaching platform. And it's called the Coaching Starter. We're going to have to restart our coaching. We're going to have to restart our relationships. We're going to have to reignite our understanding of what motivates our employees. So if you're interested in hearing about, again, journal-based coaching or the Coaching Starter, schedule some time on my calendar. For us, I would share with all of you, business is good. Have we had some things pushed back? Yes. Have we worked weekends? Yes. Have we busted our butt to help our clients out who are in need of going virtual? I think they would say yes. So there's a lot of stuff going on. Yet, I would tell all of you this, and it's probably one of the best things I can share with all of you. When I did a conference at one of my favorite organizations, Concero, I remember a chief learning officer said, and everybody jumped in. She said, you know what's so cool about the pandemic crisis? And everyone had this weird look. And she said, people are finally going into the forefront. She goes, come on, when we have an economic crisis, what happens? We either get laid off, HR gets laid off, but something's changing. And I remember a gal from a hotel in Las Vegas who's in charge of training and learning for a hotel. She said, we have furloughed so many people. And she said, yet the C-level people are calling me into meetings. What do we need to do to get the people back? What do we need to do to make sure that they feel comfortable and safe? The people are coming to the forefront. Now, this might be a little bit jaded, but I can tell you, I don't think anyone would argue with this. There is no greater apparatus to motivate and inspire and check in and understand your people than coaching. So if you need some help, reach out to us. Again, business is good for us. This is not a desperate attempt at business, but check in with us. We don't even employ salespeople. If you want to schedule a conference call or a strategy session and say, Tim, I just want to run something by you, then go ahead, schedule time with me. I wanted to put this together and just kind of check in with everybody, give you some insights, give you some futuristic views. I think self-development's going to get big. The Zoom and the video conferencing is going to fatigue people. You have to find an alternative. Number 2, the new Coaching Starter. We're going to have to reignite relationships. Coaching's going to look and feel differently going forward. I hope this has helped. Reach out to us. If there's anything we can do to help you, please don't hesitate. Thanks, everybody.